Preseason Ravens football is almost here. Saturday, we have our first preseason game for the Baltimore Ravens against the Philadelphia Eagles. That game will be tipping off at 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We will, by the way, be live for that game. My first time going live on the Ravens Rundown. We'll be doing a watch party, so make sure you guys are there. Make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on so you don't miss that live, and you can come party with me while we officially watch our Baltimore Ravens for the first time in the 2026 NFL season. I am your host, Santino Maione of the Ravens Rundown, and we are brought to you, as always, by Prize Picks. And in this video, I'm going to get into some of my things to watch, players to be excited for heading into the preseason game tomorrow. And we're going to start with, not a player, I'm going to close it out with, three players that I'm looking forward to, but mainly it's outside of the players. The main thing I'm looking for is just Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle. Like, even though they're going to be coaching players in this game that are not going to be playing in the regular season, like we know the starters are not playing, the established ones at least, no Lamar, no Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Roquan Smith, like players like that. They're not going to play, nor should they be playing, right? But it still matters to me how the players that are on the field respond to Declan Doyle and Jesse Minter. This is a new regime, guys. These are new leaders, new coaches. And to me, regardless if these are players that will be playing in the regular season, it's still important for them. Like, I think the way they play will be evidence of how Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle have been conducting practices. And we've only heard good things, right? Per the reports from all the insiders. But at the end of the day, words are words, reports are reports, but the actions matter. And the actions is what's going to happen on the football field. And regardless if they win the game or not, I'm not going to solely base it on if they win. It's just a matter of how the players look. Are they playing hard? Are they actually trying? Like, that to me is what's going to indicate, at least to some extent, that Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle are doing things right, doing the little things right this early on. Because stacking days in training camp, even, no matter the fact that it's just training camp, it still matters, guys, at the end of the day. So that's one of the things I'm looking out for mainly, is just how the team looks with Jesse Minter and Declan Doyle, how they respond, and if the offense and defense do genuinely look better. Factoring in, of course, the fact that these are going to be mainly second and third string players on the field for the majority of this game. The second thing that I'm looking for is Wenger Ioane, a player to watch. That's my first player to watch. I mean, he's the first round pick of the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, I'm going to be intrigued and excited to watch him because Jesse Minter did specify that he's not going to play the whole game, nor should he. Again, like, that's kind of the same thing with the starters. Like, why are you going to risk injury? Knock on wood. But to put your starting offensive lineman in there, a guy that was touted as arguably, coming out of Penn State, the best offensive lineman in the 2026 NFL draft, it's important to see what he looks like. It's important to see all of the glowing reviews that we've heard in training camp from a Roger Rosengarten, who's playing on the same side as Ioane on that offensive line on the right side. If the words that we've heard from a Declan Doyle and even a Jesse Minter, if all of those glowing reviews are true, like I'm choosing to believe they're true based on evidence that I've seen of how he played in college. But at the end of the day, we haven't seen him play against other NFL players, other guys that are at least fighting to be on a legit 53-man NFL roster. And I'm truly, even if he doesn't perform the best, just excited to see him go up against guys that aren't our own defensive line, like for a chance for him to go pancake somebody, right? Like, that's going to be fun to watch. But it also, while I'm trying to focus on the fun of it all, it's important too to judge his performance to see if he looks good. And I expect him to look good, but that is something that I want you as Ravens fans too to watch. Like, we'll probably be talking about it in the live chat during the game if you guys are there to join me. But it's important to see how he performs, how comfortable he looks, and if that professionalism and that elite mentality, that leadership, that work ethic that everyone's been talking about him exemplifying in training camp translates to the field, even though it's just preseason. I know we can't put too much stock into it, but it is important. And he's a player for me that I am absolutely looking out for, absolutely watching for in this week one of the Ravens preseason. Something else I want you guys to watch out for and keep an eye on is the amazing new user offer that our good friends over at Prize Picks, the sponsors of today's show, have for you guys. If you download the Prize Picks app today and you use code HMA and play your first $5 lineup, if that lineup wins, you get $150 in bonus lineups, guys. I mean, that is just, it's unbelievable. Prize Picks, it's America's #1 sports picks app for all of your daily fantasy sports. And player picks, as always, as I say in every single video, they're on fire. And there's no better place to cash in while watching sports than with Prize Picks. It's available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. And the app is just super easy to use. Part of why I love it. It makes it simple for this noggin over here. You just pick more or less on a few player stats and you lock in your lineup. This is an example of one I have. You've been seeing it on screen next to me the whole time. Taking the more on Derrick Henry's rushing yards. This is a season-long projection for the football season. And it's your very own running back right there. Taking the more on his rushing yards. Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. I'm taking the more on their rushing yards too. These are three of the best running backs in the league. So why not pair them up in a Prize Picks lineup? That's $20 to win $120. But guys, guess what? You don't have to play that lineup. If you don't like it that much, that's fine. But just make sure you download the app and play a different lineup. Make it a $5 one. Use code HMA. And if that $5 lineup wins, you get $150 in bonus lineups. One more time, folks, to make sure you have a chance to win $150 in bonus lineups, download the app, use code HMA, and play that $5 lineup, whatever it may be. And again, shout out, thank you to Prize Picks, as always, for sponsoring today's show. As we continue on here with some more of my players to watch. And another one is Zion Young, going to the defensive side of the ball a little bit. They've talked so much in training camp, the head coach, Jesse Minter, and the defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver, that is, about the incredible energy that Zion Young brings and having to kind of rein it in a little bit because obviously, in training camp, even especially when the pads aren't on, you're not actually hitting each other. When the pass rush is coming in, you're not going out there and hitting Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley, right? But Zion Young came close a couple times to hitting the quarterbacks. And to me, that shows he's a football player. He wants to go out there and hit the damn quarterback. And that's what I want to see, right? But and it's kind of nice to hear they have to walk him back because I'd rather, you can tell me if you agree with me on this in the comments, but I would rather have to walk back a player's energy and tell him to, hey, relax a little bit than try to have to pull the energy out of him. Because that means that he's not engaged at the level that you might want him to be. But Zion Young, that problem doesn't seem to be exemplified. And I am so excited to see that level of energy and that want to go and just bang on the quarterback and hit the quarterback come through in the preseason game. I'm hoping we see a sack from him because the way they talk about him in training camp makes me think that a Zion Young sack might actually occur. And if you agree with me and think that Zion Young will record a sack against the Philadelphia Eagles in week 1 of the NFL preseason, go down below in the comments and type your ZYs. Give me a ZY in the comments if you think Zion Young will record a sack in week 1 of the NFL preseason. Now we're going to move on to my final, and the one that I am the most excited for this one, right? Jacoby Lane. And the rookie wide receivers as a whole, like Elijah Surratt as well. But guys, Jacoby Lane, how can we not be excited about potentially the steal of the draft for the Baltimore Ravens? If we just run through what we've heard from training camp, forget what we've heard, what we've seen. Oh my God. When you talk about the level of plays that he's making, brother, he makes a one-handed catch every single practice. He's sticking that mid out and making a grab every single time. And one of the things that I think truly shows how excited we should be is not just that Declan Doyle compared him to Michael Thomas, right? It's not just that Jamison Hensley, who's covered the Ravens for 27 years, said that Jacoby Lane is having the best training camp he's ever seen from a Baltimore Raven, right? It's not just because of that. I go to looking at tweets from former very good NFL wide receivers. Des Bryant, throw up the X, right? Michael Thomas. I know you want to call him Slant Boy, but he had some of the best hands in the NFL. And Des Bryant and Michael Thomas have both come out and tweeted about how good they believe Jacoby Lane is. Again, Declan Doyle compared him to Michael Thomas. Hensley's making these comments about him. All of that combined with just witnessing the plays that he's making, how can you not be excited to watch him? I cannot wait to be up in the chat sports studio, watching Jacoby Lane go at it. Like, yes, sure, there are things he has to work on, right? With the route running, refining that a little bit. Of course, he's a rookie. He's going to have to work on stuff, right? But just the raw prospect talent that we're seeing from him in training camp, I just want to see it on the football field. And we're going to see it tomorrow night on Saturday in week 1 of the NFL preseason against the Philadelphia Eagles. And you guys got to be there. Just make sure you're subscribed. You have those notifications. You have that notification bell turned on, I should say, so you don't miss when we go live, because it is going to be incredible. I'm super excited to be live for the first time on the Ravens Rundown, and I hope you guys are there to join me. Thank you, as always, again, for watching, Flock Nation, Ravens fans, and I will see you guys in the next one.